what's up, guys? This we're there's still a little technical difficulties here, but we're trying something a little different. Right now we have this what we're doing today thing before, but now we're going to do a more vlog kind of style. I've honestly, the stuff that I want to do on stream isn't really the best for stream. Programming, photo editing, UX design, vector art, all these things aren't really the best for stream, but I just don't want to be that guy that records a whole bunch of him doing stuff and just post it on social media. I might do that. I might do shorts of that. Might be good, but yeah. So I wanted to move towards more of a Sunday, depending on what you think Sundays, the beginning of the end of the week. But at the end of the week, just kind of going through what I've done for that week, maybe occasionally missing some. In that case, we'll just go over what we've done for the past 2 weeks. So it's been 2 weeks. Been a huge chunk of this has been just kind of figuring out how to best go about streaming. A lot of this is being live streamed to both Twitch and YouTube, so I still have to figure out the thumbnails for the YouTube part. For what I'm calling now is the Rusty's live vlog. So yeah, I just designed the thumbnails for the last time, used them once, and now I'm switching them again. But just trying to figure out what's best. And I think kind of going forward, we'll just I think it'll become clear as we go through the stuff that we've done today. But yeah, I think this is the most efficient way of doing things. My focus on one project is not the best. I can swap through different projects, work on different things on one day, and it not being coherent, and have a whole bunch of pieces spread apart. I'm a huge believer of the expand and collapse method. So I expand everything, throw everything on the floor, and then slowly filter through and organize it, and then just kind of consistently do that until the pieces fit where they wanted to fit. So yeah, there is a lot to cover today. So I don't want to take too long talking about this. I think as time goes on, this format will be more filtered, and it'll be really put together. Right now, so trying to figure out how to do music. I can have Spotify playing on one and YouTube, and I can have it streamed different types of music for different platforms. But the issue I have found, is with this. The way my tech setup works is that I have it, so I remote into the streaming computer, because I stream on Windows. I do my graphic design, my photography editing on Windows. So I need another computer to do that on. So I remote onto that, right? But that means I can't use multiple sound devices. Everything just goes into one audio source now, if I remote. So I haven't figured that out. I think might be the best way to go forward is just to have copyright free music for the background, and I don't be able to listen to it. But that kind of like, I do want to react to a couple like content pieces that I feel like I'm confident in reacting to. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. So yeah, there's a lot of updates to do on the stream setup side. So another thing I think I think we'll go over this afterwards. Like what the future is. So yeah, let's get into the programming side of things. So first things first, let's switch categories to tech and science. Gaming. It's just like technology. Programming. What's the category? It'll be really cool to program something that would be so much better than this. Is it just development? I can spell development, right? I always add an actually software and game development. All right, so now that we've switched over, let's hop into our first piece of action, our first piece of content here. Last time I was streaming, I was working on this NeoVim config. Couldn't figure out why this like key binding mapping wasn't working. It was pretty simple. I just had to reset. Like the update isn't like you can't just source the file to have the key bindings mod updated to the NeoVim. You have to actually restart the editor, which is just quit, like write the file, quit, and then just enter the command again, which is annoying, but you know, it is what it is. So I got that working. I am currently trying to parse through the API because the API for NeoVim is awful. I think I'm at the point where I'm going to be going through the repository and trying to source through like what is going on here. Right now I'm trying to figure out how I can have it so I can have it only the like if you like filter on .lua, right? It only shows .lua files in your project's directory compared to like a like a C file, right? So I'm trying to figure out that. Also, key bindings that you have set for NeoVim, they don't go away in NeoVim. Like when you're in this project viewer here, so say I hit E, right? That's my project view. Like so I'm in this file explorer. I've done a little configuration up here, you know, the file explorer and root. This didn't look like that before. So the root is the root of the project, and this file explorer is just what the file path is, and so if we go into this little line file, I'm just looking for like, hey, is the file name start with NeoVim, and that's where this like file explorer is. Otherwise, it displays the actual file you're in. And this is like the file type. That's what this is. So you know how you have that like blue and the icon there. So I look for that, and then I just give it the root for now, right? I haven't done anything this, so like I want to have it so like if you update it, if you like change what the top directory you want to focus on, because you know how you have like micro repositories within like a bigger one. If you change that, it'll just like add the slash in the path to the file, so it starts at the root project repository. And if you like, I want to just get some plugins, and I set that as my root, it'll just, you know, it'll be like root with the square brackets slash Lua slash plugin, and it'll just show the list of the files in there. So I'm trying to figure out how that API works. You might notice that there's this key state file. That is a package, what do you call it? A plugin I am working on that solves that like key binding issue with NeoTree, and also like helps out a little bit more on like with NeoVim, you can set key bindings where you like hit and T, like you hit them at the same time and it does something. And this, with this I guess it would be called a package module. But with this package key state, you can have it set so like if you hit Y, you can go into like a state where it'll take all the key bindings that you have assigned to that state and it'll assign them. Otherwise, it'll just set the key bindings to like what the default would be for NeoVim. So basically how this works, everything's in this file for right now before I organized it. Basically it's just kind of like key map setting. It just iterates through the map. When you are setting stuff, it just inserts it into the map. Yeah, and then it only looks for this 3 states because that's what I have it set for. So the most interacting one, I guess I can do replace as well. But for now, those are like the 3 states I'm looking for. So basically, it just sets for all those states or all those modes, the key equals the key. So like if it will reassign E back to E instead of whatever the binding it should be. Yeah, and then there's kind of just like a little bit more like easiness. Right now, I'm having a little bit of issue with this auto swap method. So this was implemented for specifically NeoTree. That way, if you hit E, you can it'll detect that it is on the NeoTree root, and then set the state to whatever defaults, like state, whatever state you want for this like file type. So yeah, trying to figure that out. At the moment, it works. Occasionally, it'll set the buffer back to like, or it'll set the state to like a blank state where no keys are assigned to right now. So you have to manually set the state to whatever state you're working in, because you can't toggle through anything. So yeah, just kind of did some work with that package, really. And trying to figure out how filter works. But right now, I have this on the back burner. Like I'll work on it every so often here or there. I should probably push this GitHub. Probably will do that tonight. But yeah, so this is not what the file I want to look at this. Just go over how this API works. So this is the toggle. So every time you're in the tab state, you have access to these commands. It's just like my goal is to make a more like that makes sense kind of editor, and kind of thinking towards the future. I want to implement key state into which key. That way, like if you switch state, you still have like the API, like the which key, like what do I do, what key bindings do I have access to. But also, I also want to like implement a integration for Lua line, so that way I can display whatever state on my Lua line area up here. So probably like somewhere up here, or in like normal, like do a hyphen right here. All right, so that's what I'm thinking about trying to do. With the Lua line information, I see an issue with changing the information based on key bindings and stuff, because if I want to inject it right here, then I have to wait till like this gets updated. I think so. I haven't really done much research on that. Get us a coffee. Yeah. So, but this has been pushed off a bit. For another project, I have been starting to learn how to use. I guess we have to switch to a different editor, just because the one we're working on isn't really optimized for this. But I've been learning React Native. The whole reason why I'm starting to learn this is I'm kind of fed up with Notion. Notion is a great note-taking app, and that's it. Like, okay. So I am trying to create an app that is, and maybe I could look this up. We'll go over this in a second, the cappuccino stuff. But there's an app called Google Tasks. And if I can spell it right. So yeah, there's this Google Tasks app. And it's pretty simple. It's just, you tasks like, hey, on this day, this task is due on this day. And here's the description of it. And here's some like subtasks that belong to it. So I want to have some integrations with calendars and stuff, which is cool. But it kind of sucks. Like this is very, I feel like it's very bare bones to what I want it to do. Like I want more automation. Like I need this task to be done once a month between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. on a Friday, right? I want that to be automated, or like I live in Phoenix, so it gets to 120. I don't want to walk my dog when it's 120, so I need it to like be like, hey, what's the weather? If the weather meets some certain criteria, then add this task to my list. And like on the home screen, having a way to interact with it, so you're not opening the app. It's a more gentler way to interact with your stuff. Because right now on Notion, I'm moving